Hello, good day, and welcome to my channel. At AG Professional Services, we provide you with the best job requirement documents and business documents. And we also prepare and make videos about our services. And in today's live session, I'll be sharing with you some petty mistakes you need to avoid when preparing your resume or your CV. When it comes to job applications, trying to make a first positive impression towards your potential employer or recruiter can sometimes be uh, very difficult, and quite often majority of job applicants mostly fail at their first job application process. They fail because they make certain petty mistakes on their documents, that is their CV and their resumes. I want you to picture this. A job vacancy has been advertised. You know you are qualified for that vacancy. You send out your CV and waiting to be called by the HR of the organization or whoever is in charge of receiving your document. But the call never came. Why? Is it because you are not qualified? No, you are qualified, but you are not able to present yourself well on your CV or your resume. So that is why you always get rejected when you submit or send out your CV, your resume, or your cover letter. In the absence of yourself, in the absence of in your absence, your CV says a lot about you in the office of the HR or the recruiter. So you have to make sure that you prepare the CV well so that it will fit and suit what the recruiter or your potential employer is looking for. The first mistake to avoid when preparing your resume is to tailor or to tailor your CV when sending your document out. That is failure to tailor. There are majority of job applicants out there who wakes up every day and distribute their CVs and resumes to any job vacancy or opportunity that comes their way day in day out without re-preparing or readjusting their document to suit what their employer is looking for. All what they do is to wake up, send out their documents, and wait for a call from their recruiter, which always they don't receive. In Whenever you are sending out your CV or you come across any job vacancy, always make sure that you re-prepare your CV or adjust your CV to suit what the recruiter or the job description of your employer sees. For instance, if you are applying for a human resource manager position today, there is no need for you to send your old CV for the new vacancy that is in front of you or the new vacancy you come across. So always make sure that whenever there's a new opportunity, you send out a new CV. You pick up your old CV and re-prepare it or readjust it to suit what your potential recruiter is looking for. This is the best way to tailor a CV. But the tailor here does not refers to a fashion designer's machine. But the tailor here refers to re-preparing your CV to suit exactly what your potential recruiter is looking for. The next mistake to avoid is poor, uh, incorrect information or adding irrelevant information on your CV or your resume. There are majority of job applicants out there who, whenever they get the opportunity to apply for certain job vacancies, they always add or include information that do not belongs to them. For instance, there are job applicants who always include information such as details, skills, abilities, and experiences they have never gained on their document just to make sure that their CV look nice or look rich in front of the employer. When you do this, you will get caught because there will come to a time that when your employer employs you and within some period, he may ask you to carry out certain duties. And when you are not able to carry out such duties, you will be found wanting, because the employer will get to know that the information or details you submitted on your document the last time is not really who you are. So always make sure that you add correct information, and make sure that you include uh, the details you have. Avoid adding fake information on your document to avoid unnecessary or to avoid any unforeseen circumstance. So always make sure that you include relevant information that are suitable, or that will best suit the job description of your employer. The next tip or mistake to avoid when preparing your document, that is your CV or your resume, is to avoid focusing on duties rather than achievement. There are majority of job applicants out there who, whenever they get the opportunity to apply for any job vacancy, they always focus on duties and responsibilities they have performed at their previous organizations. Meanwhile, achievements also form part of your work experiences. Whenever you are adding your duties and responsibilities you performed at your previous organizations, always make sure that you include the impact you made at your previous firms or companies you have worked for. For instance, at your previous company, maybe you were able to raise sales up to a certain percentage. So when you are applying or sending out your resume, you make sure that you add it as part of your achievements gain. So make sure that you avoid focusing on duties or achievement. Sorry, you avoid focusing on duties and responsibilities rather than adding your achievements. The next tip is the next mistake to avoid is spelling errors and grammatical mistakes. There are majority of job applicants out there, because they want to be the first applicants to submit their documents. They always make petty mistakes because they are in hurry to submit their document. They always make petty mistakes on their CVs and resumes, and without really taking a second look at it. As a job applicant, before you send out your CV or your resume, and if possible, your cover letter, you make sure that you sit down and have a second look at it. Or if possible, you can give it to a second eye, maybe your friend or your mentor, to have a look at it before submitting it. Because when you submit it, you won't get the chance to review it again. In the presence of your employer or recruiter, your CV represents you. So always make sure that you package yourself well and prepare it well, so that there won't be any unforeseen circumstances when it reach your employer or potential recruiter. These are the mistakes you need to avoid whenever you are preparing, or uh, what's the name? Whenever you are applying for any opportunity or job application that comes your way day in, day out. This is AG Professional Services, and you can subscribe to our channel for more updates like this. At AG Professional Services, we do it right. These mistakes should be looked at, because in your next application, you may need them. So always make sure that you tailor your CV well before applying for any job vacancy that comes your way. You make sure that you re-prepare your CV or readjust it to suit the current nomenclature or the current uh, job you are applying for, and make sure that you include your achievements you gained at your previous organization, and also make sure that you avoid grammatical errors and spelling mistakes. And the next mistake to avoid is poor formatting. That will be the last one. Unless you are applying for a graphic designer's role, or any stylish or a hairstylist or any graphic designer's position, avoid adding stylish or designed font on your CV or resume. You make sure that you avoid adding irrelevant designs or inappropriate designs on your document, because when you do that, your CV will look unprofessional, and that may disregard or discard your CV from the rest of your colleague applicants. So always make sure that when you are applying your when you are applying for job vacancies, you make sure that you include professional font, and make sure that the format you are using aligns with that of the job description of your employer. So always make sure that you avoid adding irrelevant designs and inappropriate designs on your CV or your resume. This is AG Professional Services. You can subscribe to our channel for more updates like this. At AG Professional Services, we do it right. If there are any questions, you can drop it in the comment section and I will make sure that I address them in my next video. At AG Professional Services, we do it right. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.